And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the SIU Arena for exciting Saluki basketball. I'm Mike Trude. Mike Mitch is alongside, and this is the first of many Saluki basketball games we will be bringing your way on WSIU and WUSI television this year. And Mike, what a great way to get the season started than a Missouri Valley Conference game and a game against two very old rivals, the Salukis and the visitors from Evansville.
Well, Mike, you're right. This rivalry began back in 1927, and folks, this is the 86th meeting of these two teams. Evansville leads the series only by one, 43-42. Missouri Valley Conference, it's underway. Mike, tonight's showtime here at the arena for these two teams. Got to get off to a good start. Southern started out last year 0-2. Southern's lost their last two ball games only by the narrowest of margins by 1 point, 78-77 in both those games. And Butler handing Evansville a humiliating win just this past week, 73-45.
Both teams struggling a little bit. Evansville has lost 2 out of their last 3 games. The Salukis have lost their last 3 after winning the home opener against Western Kentucky. But it all starts anew tonight because it's the Missouri Valley Conference season. It's early, but it is the MVC, and it's time to play basketball. It's Southern against Evansville, and we'll have the starting lineups for you in just a few moments. But let's now send it over to Kevin Boucher. Kevin.
The phone number to call is 1-800-745-9748. And a little later on, we'll tell you about some of the nifty premiums we have. Again, we are just decided to bring Saluki basketball for you to watch in the comfort of your own living room. But before the game gets underway, I want you to go to the phone. And
Kevin couldn't have said it better, folks. This is the only home Saluki basketball game we're bringing you this year. So if you are sitting in the comfort of your home and not here at the arena tonight, we want to watch what's going on, appreciate how hard these two ball clubs play, appreciate the WSIU and WUSI is bringing you the basketball game. Come to the arena for the rest of the home games, but watch when we bring you the road games later on this year.
Mike, I echo that for sure. Kick back tonight, have fun, but come out and support the Salukis. Starting lineups, Mike, for tonight's ball game.
Salukis were just finished being introduced by our public address announcer, but the visitors from Evansville, who come in with a record of 4-2, will go this way in their starting lineup. They will go with Kwame James, Kyle Runyon, Craig Snow, Adam Seitz, and Jeremy Stanton. And Kwame James has been out for a few games, but he's back in the starting lineup tonight and could be a boost for their ball club.
He could. He's had a very slow start to the 99-2000 season, a little flat. I talked to Coach Cruz before the ball game. Doesn't know really what the problem is. He's just not getting it done early in the season. But watch Craig Snow, number 32. He's their gun. Had 22 of their 45 points against Butler. Snow's a fine Southern Illinois player.
And the Salukis will make a change in their starting lineup tonight. At the guard spots, they will go with Branden Mells instead of Abel Schrader. Mells will be teamed with Ricky Collum. The forwards will be Kent Williams and Chris Thunell, and the center will be Derrick Tilman. Derrick Tilman, the heart and soul of this ball club. If he can get things going inside early, Southern has a much better chance of winning this basketball game.
Inside, key word, Mike, no doubt about it. Southern's got to step up their game on the inside. But one to watch also, true freshman Kent Williams out of Mount Vernon, Illinois. He's a dandy. He is Southern's leading scorer with 15.3 a ball game.
We are ready to tip it up. Southern in the white uniforms with the maroon trim. Evansville in their traditional maroon t-shirts with the orange and the white trim. It's Tilman and Kwame James, and Evansville wins the tip, and Southern will play mostly man-to-man, and Branden Mells will start out the basketball game. Jeremy Stanton. Two quick basketball teams here this evening, and Southern is really struggling on the defensive end its last 2 games, giving up 78 points in each game, losing each game by 1 point.
And coming down the stretch last year, Mike, that's one thing that Bruce Weber really prided himself in. More defense than offense. The Salukis certainly going to have to step it up.
Kyle Runyon fires from long, and he misses, and here comes Branden Mells, and Evansville also will play a very stingy man-to-man defense. That's Williams, 33, with the basketball. Thunell is on the right wing with it now. There's Ricky Collum, for those of you who have not seen Southern play before. Mells at the top of the key. Southern in the motion offense. Collum, too strong. Branden Mells right there to get the board.
important setbacks, second effort. Rebounding is key. Southern so far this year has out-rebounded their opponents.
That was Kent Williams on a great pass from Branden Mells, and Southern's up early.
Oh, I like this Williams kid, Mike. He's all over the court. He's where the basketball is. He is nothing but action.
That's Adam Seitz at the top of the key. Stanton traveled with the basketball. Turnover, first one of the ball game for the Aces, and Southern with a chance to go up by 4.
These teams with a lot of turnovers here. Evansville's had 6 ball games. They've been averaging right at 14 a game in turnovers. Southern averaging over 17 turnovers a ball game. It's early. They'll have to cut those down if they're going to win some basketball games here in the Valley.
Thunell with it, top of the free throw circle. There's a steal and a turnover by Seitz, and Seitz scores. Adam Seitz, 6'4" senior on this ball club, averaging a little over 11 points a game. And Seitz on the inbounds play fouls Ricky Collum. He'll pick up his first foul.
Adam Seitz out of Otwell, Indiana. Played his high school basketball at Pikes.
He and Kwame James, the only seniors on this ball club.
We'll talk about it a little later in the broadcast, but we'll go over the Missouri Valley Conference standings and what's happening. Evansville picked number 2 in the league. Southern was picked 6th.
Evansville, the league champion a year ago, went to the NCAA tournament, played Kansas, played them tough for a half, but then Kansas's overall depth took over and they won that ball game going away. Thunell, baseline, up over Snow, hits the shot. And that's something that has been missing from the Thunell arsenal early this year, is something down near the paint area.
Thunell's been pretty good on the glass this year so far, Mike, averaging 8 rebounds a ball game, 9.3 average from the floor. One more look. Here's a slow-mo. Good feet inside, and the shot whistle and the foul against Evansville.
Southern on the break. Collum. Thunell against Snow.
Nice matchup there.
People wonder how Snow got out of Southern Illinois from Mount Carmel. As Williams misses, Thunell grabs the rebound. Williams, no good again. But Mount Carmel is right in between SIU and Evansville, and both teams recruited him. I know
actually, it's a little bit closer to Evansville from Mount Carmel than it is from Carbondale. So I'm sure that assistant coach Marty Simmons and Jim Cruz made several trips to Mount Carmel to recruit Craig Snow. They found him a fine, fine basketball player.
Another turnover, 3-second call, and how often do you see that called these days? Not very often. It was on Kwame James camping in the lane. Well, and Southern leads at 4-2.
One of the comments I got, Mike, he just kind of lethargic, can't find his tall, couldn't get moving, you know. I mean, and there you saw it. You don't see that in collegiate basketball very often.
Collum for 3. Yes, Ricky Collum drains the 3.
So Ricky Collum finds his tall. He shoots the three-point shot at 41%. He is 13 of 31, so he'll jack him up from past the arc.
Seitz with his second field goal. That was a nice leaner in the lane, and it's Southern leading it by 3, 7-4. Saluki set up the motion offense just ahead of a media timeout. Mells from the corner, no good. Thunell could have brought the rebound down with both hands, but tried to tip it to Tilman, and it turns back over to the Aces. Kwame James had nothing on that shot, did he? Thunell short. Williams boards. And he's 0 for 3. And it goes out of bounds off of Kent. And we come to our first timeout of the game. It's a media timeout. 15:50 left to go in the first half. The Salukis lead it 7-4. We'll be back. More Saluki basketball comes your way again on WSIU, WUSI TV. First this Saturday, December 11th at 2 o'clock, SIU goes to Chicago to play the University of Illinois Chicago Flames. The third game on WSIU, WUSI TV will air on December 18th at 5 p.m. from Southwest Missouri State. So 2 more games coming up for you in December as WSIU and WUSI brings you Saluki basketball almost all season long this year. 7-4 is our score. The Salukis lead it by 3. Evansville to inbound it underneath their basket. That's Craig Snow with it. If he gets the hot hand, he can really start drilling the basketball. Clint Keown is in the ball game for the Aces, number 33. Nice move to the hoop by Stanton. And the guards have all their points.
Stanton, a nice player out of Normal, Illinois.
Williams gets hammered, no call. Back come the Aces. Seitz travels with the basketball.
Trying to set up, take that little shuffle move around the defender. Got caught. You see that quite a bit early in the season. Seitz will quit that after about game 4 or 5. Trying to make that little quick move around the defender and move the pivot foot.
Abel Schrader in the ball game for Southern. He's replaced Ricky Collum early on. Stanton will hawk Branden Mells all night long. Williams getting held as he came across the lane that time. No call. There's Kent all alone, hits the shot.
Nice looking shot. For you young shooters there that had a good angle, squared up. Williams will square up his shoulders perfectly with the nice push shot from about 15.
Hetty into the game for the Aces as well. He misses that shot. He replaced Kwame James. Schrader to the hoop for 2.
Good transition basketball by Southern that time, Mike. Got the glass. That started the whole motion offense. Took it right to the hoop. No slowdown. No nothing but the back of the glass and the net.
Not a bad little pick by Tilman near the free throw lane too. Keown, no, too strong. There's Craig Snow. Turnaround, no. There is a lid on the basket for the Aces early in this game. Two of their 6 points have been by layups.
Good position that time on the defensive glass by Derrick Tilman of SIU.
Williams with it out high. Down low to Tilman. Nice feed to Schrader. He got bumped from behind, but no call. And it goes off of Abel out of bounds. And a couple of substitutions. Josh Cross and Ricky Collum in. Branden Mells, Chris Thunell sit down. Into the game for Evansville is Chris Stoneking. He's a 6'3" junior. And also in is the big boy, Farouk Muzinovic.
Hard to tell what Coach Bruce Weber in his second season with a 15-2 record, 15-12 last year. I think he was certainly surprised and excited to have the 15-12 record and off to a relatively slow start this season, but he's got to be happy here, Mike, with the first 6.5 minutes of this one. Southern playing some pretty good basketball.
Adam Seitz with a nice move to the basket, draws the foul from Derrick Tilman, so Seitz will go to the free throw line and shoot a couple. He's an 84% free throw shooter. This Evansville ball club, for the most part, is an excellent free throw shooting team. Jeremy Stanton, who should be good, is only hitting at 57%, but the rest of the team in the upper 70s.
A little tail of the tape, Southern, should it come down to free throws, and sometimes it always does. You brag on him, Mike, he's going to embarrass you, that's for sure.
Well, we want him to miss, so
absolutely.
That's okay.
67% overall for the Salukis. They've been to the charity stripe prior to tonight 63 of 94 times, and Evansville 73% overall as a team, 87 of 119.
Seitz missed them both, but we had a lane violation on Derrick Tilman, so he'll get another one. And the terrible towel, the rag waving students behind the basket are doing a great job trying to alter Seitz's thought process at the line. Kyle Runyon back in, and Seitz will go out. So they've got Muzinovic, Hetty, Runyon, Stoneking, and Jeremy Stanton in the game. The Salukis with Williams, Cross, Schrader, Collum, and Tilman. Double teamed. Williams is so cool.
smooth contender. He's moved up nicely from high school to the Division I level.
12 on the shot clock. Ricky Collum for three. That was a forced three. And Evansville has the ball. Wide open is Muzinovic, and it's knocked away by Abel Schrader. Nice defense by Schrader. And Collum saw Tilman wide open and missed him. And Branden Mells and Jermaine Dearman are quickly going to enter the game for the Salukis. Williams sits down. And Derrick Tilman is going to get his first rest of the ball game. Jermaine Dearman's been a nice freshman as well. The 6'8" kid out of Indianapolis has really gone well to the boards and done some freshman mistakes that are all freshmen are going to make early on, trying to do a little bit too much when they're in there. But he's one of the key guys coming off the bench now in every game.
Southern still sticking close in that man. Nice rebound by Joshua Cross, a hometown product right here in Carbondale. Played his basketball for the Terriers here in Carbondale.
Nice hesitation by Mells, but he couldn't get the shot to go down. He shot an air ball. It goes out of bounds, and Southern still leading by just an 11-7 count. Scoring has not been the problem for Southern. It's been on the other end of the basketball, the defensive side of things that they were so strong in a year ago. James back in. That's him, number 50. That's Hetty with the basketball. Stanton down low to James. He's got a mismatch down there. Nice shift by Dearman. 8 on the shot clock. That's Runyon. And they're going to call a hand check on Abel Schrader, and Bruce Weber doesn't like that call at all. First foul on Abel. And we've come to our second media timeout of the basketball game. Southern leads it by a score of 11-7. We'll be back with more after this. Mike Trude back at the SIU Arena. It's 11-7. A little bit struggle for both ball clubs early on. But, Mike, it is the conference opener. Both teams really would like to get this first win. Probably more important for Southern because it's at home. But both teams are looking to get back on the right track anyway as far as playing basketball goes.
You're right. You know, we talked about Southern with their two really heartbreaking losses here, back-to-back on a 3-game losing streak. And, Mike, those two losses recently by the same score, first time in SIU history that SIU has lost back-to-back ball games by the same score of 78-77.
You're right.
Unbelievable.
Neither team lighting it up from the field. Southern shooting at 35.7% clip. Evansville 27.3, and that's why it's just 11-7 with 11:58 to go in the basketball game. Wiping up a little bit of moisture here at the arena tonight. Again, this will be the only home basketball game we're bringing you, and we're showing it to you because we want you to get excited about Saluki basketball as well and head out to the SIU Arena and watch the Kent Williams, the Ricky Collums, the Derrick Tilmans this season here at the arena. Stone King with it. 5-second call, no, hold call on Jermaine Dearman holding Kwame James. Kwame James is a very physical center, but has not been healthy and has not been playing well for Evansville the last several ball games. And I was kind of shocked that they started him. And here's the replay here, and you can see Dearman holding Kwame right there. So a good call. Runyon for three. No, the lid is still on the basket for the Aces.
Runyon, he'll light it up from outside if he gets the opportunity. Overall on the season, Runyon has knocked down 5 from past the three-point arc.
He's had some of his best games in his career against SIU. 13 on the shot clock. Jock Cross with it at the top of the key. Down low to Dearman, gets James up, and there's a foul on Kwame James. So it goes both ways. Kwame, you got the call on the other end. This time Jermaine Dearman gets the call, and Southern will take it out of bounds. Here's the move by Jermaine. Yeah, I don't know. Looked like pretty good basketball there. Let him play,
like
right?
Real good basketball.
Southern to inbound it. Stone King back in, Stone King out. And Seitz back in for the Aces. Southern with a new shot clock because of the foul. Schrader wide open, now takes the three, no good.
Need some help on the glass, Mike. No Salukis in position that time to rebound after the miss.
And Runyon misses a wide open three. Collum dribbles into a little bit of trouble. Southern will make some wholesale changes next opportunity. Runyon about mugged Collum there, as you saw. Dearman out at 17, 13 on the shot clock. Still 11-7. That's where we were 2.5 minutes ago. 8 on the shot clock. 4 on the shot clock. Oh, they call a foul with 3 ticks on the shot clock against Craig Snow. How about that?
Foul will go against number 32, Craig Snow. That'll be his first personal of the ball game.
Here's Ricky on the drive. Oh yeah, he hacked him right there. Good call.
Definitely a good call. Good reach-in call.
Williams
had position.
Williams, Tilman, and Thunell back in the ball game for the Salukis, and Hetty is coming back into the game for Kwame James for Evansville. That was Snow's first foul. 3 team fouls on Evansville.
Chuck
Williams.
Hetty out of Vincennes. I don't think they lose a lot. They probably gain a little speed from James on the sideline now. He's 6'8", 241, but been a little lethargic here in the opening 10 minutes.
Southern running the motion. Branden Mells real strong to the hoop, couldn't get it to fall though. And back come the Aces. Nobody can score. Stanton with it. Thunell just got elbowed in the face by Hetty. Runyon with it out deep. Seitz with a nice move, and if it wasn't for Adam Seitz, there'd be almost no points at all for the Aces. It's 11-9.
Again, no position, no second opportunities for Southern. Out of position on the rebound.
Right wing, it's Runyon. Nice pass to Snow and a charge. Craig Snow gets called for the charge, and credit Derrick Tilman with a big-time play. And Snow now with 2 fouls.
Well, we're going to get a chance to look at that again. Here's the feed inside. You can see the move in. I don't know. Maybe a good call. That's the toughest call in basketball, Mike, no doubt about it. Was Tilman set or wasn't he? You make the call, but the official said he was. And Coach Jim Cruz in his 15th season not happy with that call by the men in the striped shirt.
Williams with the top of the key. Collum, baseline, good.
Ricky Collum get that nice little one-handed J from down along the baseline. I like him. He gets up pretty good too. He's got a nice vertical leap up on the push shot.
Snow all alone. Yes, Craig Snow. You can't let him get on a roll with that shot.
Southern Illinois boys stepping up from Mount Carmel, Illinois.
Salukis lead at 13-12. Collum with it, top of the key. Thunell wide open from 3. And they'll never get that ball down.
I'm not going up, are you?
The ball is stuck on the top of the 35-second shot clock. And
we'll
Southern
send the blimp after it, Mike.
There's the shot of it. They just had it with the far camera there. And we need a janitor to get a broom to get that ball down. We have a little break in the action. Stay tuned after tonight's game for some oldies from the 50s and 60s. Songs like The Duke of Earl, Earth Angel, and The Great Pretender on Doo-Wop 50 at 9:15 tonight here on WSIU WUSI.
Now that's my kind of music. Bruce Weber in his 2nd season had a great long-term run at Purdue with Coach Cady. And the official with the assist there. He gets himself in the scorebook there.
And now we should always have a ball on the side court. And there's Jimmy Cruz, and the Dean of the Valley in his 15th year at Evansville.
259 wins and 162 losses. I calculate that at about 61% of the games he's coached at Evansville, he's been in the left-hand win column.
Keon with the basketball, right side, throws it. Throws it at the Saluki radio guys. Right over Doc Perkins' head and right through John Shea, and Mike Reese almost caught one in the teeth over there.
Reese couldn't get an assist if you bounced it to him.
Sterick wanted to catch it and shoot it, but that's another story.
Oh, don't give the ball to Greg Sterick. He'll knock it through the hoop for sure.
Thunell, free throw line jumper, good. Chris has 4, and Southern leads it by 3.
Maybe Thunell, Mike, feeling it just a little bit, maybe you think?
He'd like to get a nice start here. Nice kick back to Keon. Oh, he goes up, gets hammered. Oh, nice rebound by Keon. Seitz for 3. Yes, Adam Seitz.
Good move by Evansville that time. The paint here at the arena was blocked up. They kicked it out to the left side, out to the wing, took the good, clean, open shot.
It was only a 2, not a 3 for Seitz. He's got 8 points, and he's brought the Aces back to within 1. It's 15-14 Southern, 7:29 left to go in the half. We'll be back after this. It is 15-14 Southern in the lead, and these teams still shooting a very, very poor percentage. Evansville just 6 out of 17. Southern not any better at 7 for 21. Here's Chris Thunell spotting up for the free throw line jumper to give him his 3rd and 4th points of the basketball game. And Southern needs, as we talked about, work inside out instead of trying to get it done from the outside in. And Thunell has 4 points. Tilman has yet to score in the basketball game, but Southern wants to get some points from Derrick Tilman and Chris Thunell tonight. Williams out to Collum. This will be Kent's debut as far as Valley play is concerned, and he's already seen the physical nature of it. And look at that shot by Williams.
I had the opportunity to see Williams play a couple of times when he played for the Rams in Mount Vernon. Last year, his senior year, went undefeated until they got to the Super Sectional right here at Carbondale and went down. They were destined for a trip to the big dance, but didn't quite make it. And Williams, he'll be an impact player in the Valley. Maybe not this year, but down the road. No doubt about it. Kent Williams is a dandy for
Great
SIU.
hustle play by Thunell as Evansville turns it over again, and Southern leads it by 3, 17-14, and Southern will keep the basketball, take it out at the hash mark. Williams was a runner-up for the Mr. Basketball in Illinois last year. The Saluki women do have the Miss Basketball on their team. There's Kent again. He's got 8.
Not intimidated at all. Passed up the shot outside, around the defender, up. I love to watch this kid play basketball.
19-14. Southern leads it by 5. It's their ties, their biggest lead of the game. Seitz all alone at 3. No good. Thunell with a board. There's Kent. Nice pass to Collum. Not a very good pass inside. Here's Seitz all alone. Good, and a foul. Fouls on Ricky Collum. He didn't like it, but Seitz continues to score some points, doesn't he? Boy, there wasn't much contact there, was there, Mike?
Not a lot, my friend, not a lot. But again, we've had this discussion and argument before. Guess who's going to win that discussion?
Every time.
Yes.
Thunell sits down. Back in the game is Josh Cross as Seitz tries for the free throw, and he hit it. Seitz makes the conventional three-point play, and it's 19-17. Southern leads it by 2. Snow sits down. Kwame James comes back in for the Aces.
Keep Seitz off the line late in the ball game. You don't want to send him to the charity stripe. He's an 83% free throw shooter. Williams to Schrader. Evansville doing a pretty good job, Mike, defensively, stopping up the paint. Southern's taking the outside shot, and guess who? Hey!
He feels it, doesn't he?
From Mount Vernon.
No hesitation from that three-pointer from Kent Williams. He's got 11, leading all scorers.
Only Saluki to score in double figures the first 4 games of the season, too. We're going to see some offense out of Williams.
Turnover again by the Aces. Jeremy Stanton trying to do a little bit too much with the basketball.
You can credit that turnover to the hustle of Derrick Tilman that time, Mike. Good second effort and persistence paid off Southern with the basketball, and a 22-17 lead over the Evansville Purple Aces.
Unofficially, I've got Evansville with 7 turnovers. Collum forces that one up. Not a good shot by Ricky Collum at all. Back come the Aces. Sights. Keown for 3, drains it. Clint Keown hits the threes at a 26% clip, and he knocked down that tray, and it's now 22-20.
That's his 8th trifecta of the season, Mike. He was 7 of 27 coming into tonight's ball game, so he hadn't been hot by any means, but get a hand in his face and you'll slow him down just a tad.
15 on the shot clock. Schrader, another forced shot, and a charge called on Abel Schrader.
Schrader didn't get the call to go tonight for Coach Bruce Weber, and that shot I don't think Coach Weber really wanted or liked.
Here's Abel on the move here. Petty comes over, gets good position, draws the charge, and Southern turns it over. Evansville with a chance to tie the basketball game. It's 22-20, 4:16 left to go here in the first half. Very quickly played first half. That's Stanton with the basketball. Mells on him. Josh Cross gets the steal, but he can't save it. Sights. Charge. Adam Sights turns it back over, his second foul. Southern likes to take charges. In fact, they're required to take almost 4 or 5 charges apiece during practice each week. It's 22-20. The Salukis lead the Evansville Aces. 3:53 left to go. We have a media timeout. We'll be back right after this. 22-20 is our score. Here's that last attempted save by Josh Cross. He goes flying over the table. And watch Dearman set up, takes the charge. Nice play by the freshman Jermaine Dearman to give Southern a chance to increase its 2-point lead, 22-20.
Coach Weber really high on Dearman. Williams got a nice incoming freshman class, and hey, they're seeing some PT early in the season.
Brad Korn, a kid from Plano, will probably see some action in the ball game, and Sylvester Willis is a kid that Southern's redshirting. He's the strongest member of the team as a true freshman. Williams up high, and nothing can stop Kent Williams today. He's got 13. Southern leads it by 4.
His 5th game now. He's into double figures. Williams, he's going to bring some excitement to Saluki basketball.
Kwame James up over Dearman. No. Nice tip by Snow. Won't go. Here back come the Dogs.
Not a real good comparison. You know, SIU lost Monte Jenkins, but I tell you what, they gained a ton of talent in this Williams boy.
Branden Mells inside, his first 2.
Southern getting that little better shot, Mike. Not the inside easy little bunny, but that good 6-7 footer helps their percentages a lot.
Keown with it. Down low to Runyon. And he shoots an air ball. Josh Cross, oh, a great try to tip that ball in, but back come the Aces. That's Sights. Runyon. Snow, no. And they're going to call a foul on Kent Williams.
Wasn't any more than an excuse me, maybe body checking foul there. Was not intentional by Williams. You be the judge here. The ball's up. tipped, and Williams, oh boy, I don't know.
Woo. Got his arm tied up. Joshua Cross goes out as Thunell, number 32, comes back into the basketball game, and Adam Seitz has been the best thing for Evansville tonight. Is at the free throw line, shooting one on the bonus. Evansville is in the bonus for the remainder of the half, which is all of 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Decent number for Seitz coming into the ball game. 11-point average, 4.5 rebounds. And again, Seitz is not one you want at the charity stripe, except at that one right there.
And that's
put
his
the early
second.
jinx on him for sure. He's an 83% free throw shooter.
And he's already missed 2 tonight. And Williams is fouled by Stone King, I believe.
Mike, I got to sneak in a hello to Ed Williams watching, and well, I'll do that after this.
There's Williams. Yeah, they called that on Stone King, and Tilman back into the game now for Jermaine Dearman. That's the foul right there, number 10, Stone King, his first.
Had the opportunity to talk to assistant coach Marty Simmons, former outstanding high school player at Lawrenceville, and he wanted to send his best regards and a hello to Ed Williams, president of the Farmers State Bank in Harrisburg. He used to work for Ed, and Ed and Marty Simmons are good buddies.
Foul was on Clint Keon as Thunell, watch Thunell here go strong to the boards and get the rebound. Couldn't convert there, but will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. And Thunell at the free throw line is hitting only 56% this year. He's a much better shooter than that.
Prior to tonight's game, Mike, 5 of 9 from the line. Set, shoots, gets a little bit of orange off the iron and down through. 7-point lead for the Salukis.
Again, that ties their biggest lead.
Second-year head coach Bruce Weber.
Thunell hits them both. Coach Weber took over for Rich Herron, who had one of the best runs a Saluki coach has ever had, going to the postseason 7 straight times, 3 straight NCAA tournament appearances. And now it's Bruce Weber's turn to try to get the magic back to Saluki basketball. And a foul on Muzinovic, and will go to the other end, and Thunell will shoot free throws. He'll shoot one of the bonus, and it looks like Muzinovic can get riled a little bit. And here's Muzinovic and Thunell working down low. And there's the elbow right there, and there's the foul.
Good call, real good call, had great position. Once in a great while, I will not agree with the men in the striped shirt.
Thunell drains it. Chris now with 7. He's working on his best game of the year right now.
Coming at a good time. Needed to get Southern needs to get a good start here in the Valley. Picked 6th, as I mentioned earlier.
Thunell with 4 straight free throws, and Southern leads it by 10, 30-20. A minute 40 to go in this basketball game, and who said they couldn't play defense?
Well, they can play some D. There's no doubt about that. They proved it here in the last 10 minutes.
Snow banks that. I think, did he call that?
I don't know if he called it, but you can book it and count it for sure. 30-27, 7-point lead now for the Dogs.
There's Tilman down low to Muzinovic. Up and under, and a foul on Muzinovic, and Tilman will go to the line and shoot 2. And Muzinovic is a freshman from Jasper, Indiana, already with 2 fouls. And watch the veteran Tilman, the senior, gets underneath them, and there's the shove out of bounds.
Yeah, Muzinovic got his hands full with Tilman underneath, no question about it. Took that little hook to the ribs around, knocked him off balance just a little bit, and took it to the hoop. He'll be there for 2 shots. Derrick Tilman. Overall on the season, he is 16 of 22 for 72.7%. Got that one down for the Salukis of SIU.
And Tillman's a guy who struggled real early last year shooting free throws, but came on strong. And now with those 2, improves his average up near probably 75-76% on the season. Southern leads it by 9. It's 32-23. Keown turns it over to Williams. A minute to go. Tilman, a nice hook shot.
Don't care how good a defender you are, Mike, that little semi-hook, left-handed put, you can't defense it at all. You just have to watch it go down through the hoop.
Saluki's up by 11. Stone King, no way.
Southern scores here. Momentum is everything in any kind of sporting event, Mike. Southern has done a nice job here in the last 4 or 5 minutes of controlling and dominating and getting it done.
Saluki's going to try to work for one shot. There's 15 on the shot clock. Down to Tilman. There it is again. Southern leads it by 13. It's 36-23. And Jim Cruz wants a timeout.
Wants to kill that momentum. Southern's had it here for sure. Tilman, a nice job. No doubt about it. You cannot defend that shot. You've got the defender on the inside. He has no way of reaching you unless he'd be 7'3". He's not got long enough arms to slap Tilman down. Tilman knows he can do it. He's got by with it twice, and I guarantee you, you're going to see that same effort in the second half from Derrick Tilman.
Aside from the Craig Snow banking three, it's been all Salukis, and here's Tilman just schooling Muzinovic here, the freshman from Indiana, and he's a foreign exchange student, much like Kai Nernberger. People remember the name Kai Nernberger, was a foreign exchange student who went to Benton High School, stayed in the country, came to SIU, and prospered here as a Saluki. Same thing with Muzinovic, went to high school in Jasper, Indiana as an exchange student, liked it so much, was recruited heavily by Evansville, decided to stay in the country, and that's the best thing when that thing can work out for your ball club.
I had the opportunity to see Kai and his family. He married a beautiful gal from Benton, and they have a beautiful family. I saw them last summer. Hey, Muzinovic hopes he has the same professional career as what Kai's had in Germany. He's still playing professional basketball there, and quite successful. And believe it or not, basketball is big in Germany, and he's quite the national hero over there.
That's neat. Kai Nernberg, one of the best three-point shooters in Southern's history, and there's the terrible towels they've been handing out the last few basketball games, and the two end zones here at the SIU Arena are really waving those towels today, so it's nice to see the school spirit. Evansville has 15 seconds, trailing by 13 here in the half. See if Southern can hold the Aces without a bucket here.
If you're a Southern fan, you need to stop right here. You need to stop to help the momentum for Southern going into halftime. There it is.
Held them. Great defense the final 13.6 seconds of the first half, and Southern went on a 13-3 run to close out the half and leads it by a score of 36-23. It was Thunell and Kent Williams really sparking the Salukis here in the first half as they lead it by a score of 36-23. So we are at halftime. We have a nice halftime scheduled for you tonight. And with the score, Southern 36 and Evansville 23, Mike and I will be back in just a few minutes. A great day so far as Southern, with a strong first half, I'll call it, leads it by a score of 36-23 in the Missouri Valley Conference opener for both schools. Southern leads the Evansville Aces by 13. It's time now to check our Missouri Valley Conference standings, and we do that courtesy of Edward Jones. Edward Jones, serving individual investors since 1871. And since this is the first Missouri Valley Conference game of the season, we don't have any conference standings to show you, but we can show you the overall standings thus far. And the Creighton Blue Jays are off and running with everybody as they lead the conference race with a start of, as you can see there on your screen. And Southern, Mike, is unfortunately pulling up the bottom of the conference in the overall standings with just one win. But all that's going to change as this season unfolds. The overall standings right now are critical because the people at the end of the season look to see how you did in your non-conference schedule as far as postseason berths go and things of that nature. But for the most part, the Salukis are looking from the bottom up, and that's why this game is so important, because after tonight, the Salukis go on a 5-game road trip.
Well, they certainly do, and you know, Mike, it gets tougher on the road each and every week you hit the road. You know, the preseason coaches and the media, and they got Bradley Braves. They got the Braves at the top. They return all 5 starters back. Rob Dye, player of the year. Hadn't made that yet, but he's been selected as possible preseason player of the year. Evansville, the Aces, sitting in that 2nd spot in the preseason poll. Indiana State, Southwest Missouri, Creighton, who's off to a good start early in this season. They were seeded 5. SIU, no surprise, sitting there at 6. Graduating Monte Jenkins, and really didn't know what this team would have this season. Illinois State, Wichita State, Drake, and Northern Iowa fill out the remaining picks in the preseason.
All right, now let's go to the highlight player of the game so far, and it's number 33 for the Salukis. Kent Williams has done it all thus far. He's done it inside and outside. There he forces a shot in the lane for 2 points, and he wasn't done there.
He may look off balance, Mike, but he's in full control. He is in full control. This is a Kent Williams highlight film here at halftime for sure.
Here he drills the 3 from long range on the outside. Williams leads all scorers with 13 points, and now a nice little baseline jump shot for Kent as he gets his man in the air and goes up and over and scores. And it's been all Kent Williams here earlier in the ball game, and Southern leads it by 13. And their shooting percentage picked up a little bit as we went along. They're hitting at almost a 44% clip now, as they were down near the low 30s, and Evansville shooting at a 35% clip. As I mentioned, Williams leads all scorers with 13, and Thunell has come back strong with 8 tonight.
Well, he certainly has. Another stat that I look at halftime is turnovers, Mike. Evansville had better take care of the basketball. It's a valuable commodity. They have 11 turnovers here at the halfway mark in this ball game, and SIU a very respective 5 turnovers in this ball game. SIU's been averaging over 17 turnovers in the first 4 games of the season. So Bruce Weber's got to be happy with that category. He's got to be happy with Williams and Thunell, and he's got to be relatively pleased with his defense here in the last 8 minutes of the first half.
Oh, I think you're right, Mike. And as both teams get ready to start the second half, all the Saluki starters have scored. Thunell has 8, Tilman has 6, Branden Mells has 2, and Ricky Collum has 5. Abel Schrader off the bench with a pair, and that's Bruce Weber talking over with Matt Painter and Lynn Mitchum. Mitchum is on Coach Weber's left. He's at the right of your screen, and Matt Painter on the left as Lance Brown gets in the picture shot of Coach Weber. For the Aces, they've only had 4 people score. Craig Snow with 6, Stanton with 2, Adam Seitz has been Mr. Everything with 12, and Clint Keown hit the lone 3-pointer. So Evansville needs to get its act in gear if they want to get back in the basketball game, but Southern is doing a nice job defensively tonight.
They are. I had a word or two with Coach Cruz before tonight's ball game, and he said, in all honesty, that the Evansville offense was sputtering, and we've seen that here tonight. Boy, you know, how do you get your team fired up? How do you get them going? They've got some talent, no question about it. I was impressed with the numbers of the young man from Mount Carmel, Craig Snow. We saw Kwame James last year step up on the inside. He has not done that so far here in the first 6 games of the season for Evansville. They're looking for somebody to step up, and so is Coach Weber. Besides Williams, Thunell, looking for somebody, maybe 2 or 3 players to really step up and be an impact player here in this season for the Salukis.
Southern starts the half with a basketball. Moving to your left on the screen, they lead it by 13. Turnover right away, and it goes over to Evansville. So Evansville gets the ball back. 6th turnover of the game for the Salukis. Again, Evansville with a whole bunch of turnovers, 11 in the first half.
Southern needs to get off to that same good start they finished the second half with, Mike. And if you're an Evansville fan, you're going to have to really kick it up a notch. Quite a deficit, 13 points. As Southern continues.
Evansville turns it right back.
That's 13 turnovers in the ball game, way too many. Even for game 6 of the season for the Purple Aces of Evansville.
Williams is stripped. And another turnover for the Salukis. Again, we're bringing you this basketball game, WSIU and WUSI, this home basketball game. It's one of 5 or 6 games that will be broadcast on WSIU this year as Mells goes coast to coast for the score.
Good transition, great glass, good vision down court. Not the easy bucket, but the high percentage shot for SIU.
But we can't bring these games to you without your help. We need your help to make these games possible. Yes, we have some help from corporations, but it's your dollars, your 5s and 10s and $15 pledges, and those of you that want to go higher that really get these games on the air. And if you folks want to see more Saluki basketball games on in the future, then they need the support. Block inside by Tilman, but he's going to get called for the foul. And on Derrick, that's his second personal foul.
Well, Ricky Collum missed his defensive assignment, let the guy around him on the baseline, as you can see right here, had the step. Evansville, the ace, had the step, and the closure, the 2-on-2, try to help Collum on the weak side, and drew the foul, stops the clock. 18:40 left to play in the ball game. Salukis lead it by 15, 38-23. Sights, again, one you do not want at the free line.
Adam Sights. It's his 13th point. And he missed another one. Sights has missed 3 free throws. Another turnover. Branden didn't keep going to the basket, and Kent thought he was going to. Snow, no. And Mells corrals the rebound. Ricky, 12-footer, good.
I'm surprised Mells had the open shot at about the dotted line, Mike. Must have the red light on. Tried to look outside to see if Williams was open, wasn't, but Ricky was there for the shot.
Snow again misses, and Thunell with another rebound.
That's big. Rebound's big right now for SIU.
And Branden's got to settle down. That's his 3rd turnover since this half started.
Southern's starting to play here in the last minute or two like they're behind. They need to settle down, not stop, but just kind of take care of the basketball a little bit better.
They're up by 16. Evansville again, only 4 players have scored for the Aces. And Snow can't get off track, which is great for Southern. And Snow's got to call timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. The Evansville Aces just look totally off track, and give some credit to Southern on the defensive end, but Southern didn't just all of a sudden turn it around in one basketball game. This Evansville ball club is really struggling on to get things done.
In all due respect to Evansville, they're just out of sync, Mike. They just can't seem to get their defensive rhythm going, their offense. Kwame James, I don't think, is taking a shot all night. That hasn't been really unusual for him this year. You know, their inside game, they've done a fairly good job early in this ball game, stopping up the inside.
Here's Ricky hitting the short little jump shot from the free throw line, giving Southern its 16-point edge at 40-24. There's 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Remember, this Evansville ball club was led last year by Marcus Wilson, who was Mr. Everything. He was the Valley Conference Player of the Year, the Offensive Player of the Year, and just was the heart and soul of this ball club. He's gone, and no one has stepped up to take his place.
So you're right. You thought maybe that Snow would, but he's certainly not in the same class yet with Wilson.
Sights, 2 on the shot clock. He didn't get a shot off. 35-second violation on Evansville, and that's when you know things are really going bad, when you can't even get a shot off in 35 seconds in college basketball.
Yep, things are going bad when you can't unload the round ball in 35 seconds. And we've seen 2 things you won't see much in college basketball. 3-second call on James early in the ball game, and a 35-second. You'll see it some, but not a lot.
Williams just missed. Oh, good board by Thunell, but he couldn't hold on to it. He and Sights were battling, and they say it went off of Chris, so Evansville gets it back. 16-point lead for the Salukis, and big 6'9" Dan Lytle now into the ball game for Evansville. Jim Cruz looking for anything to give this team a spark, and Lytle comes in for Kwame James. Schrader in for the Salukis for Branden Mells. 40-24, Southern leads it by 16.
Lytle, an Illinois product out of Edwardsville.
There's a charge, another turnover by Evansville.
Well, Thunell held his ground deep along the baseline. That's what you have to do. Look at it one more time coming into your screen. There's Thunell just to your right and took the charge, and a turnover for Evansville. It'll be SIU basketball.
Saluki's looking to build on this 16-point advantage. That's Schrader with it outside to Tilman. He schools Dan Lytle. Good and a foul.
Boy, Tilman likes that baseline move. Down the right, up, uses that left hand real nice. That's his third big bucket in the ball game.
Derek says, bring some more freshmen into the basketball game. Look at the move here. Nice left hand. Real nice move by Derek Tilman. And Lytle comes in, picks up a foul, and Tilman going for the three-point play. And too strong.
Put, Mike, you're right. Experience.
Nice feed.
Southern's got the momentum with 16:29 left to play here in the ball game. Up by 20.
20-point. This is what they did last year. Stripped. And it's Southern's basketball.
SIU basketball.
Off of Runyon, out of bounds. And all Jim Cruz can do is sit there on the bench and wonder what's going on. And Southern leads at 44-24. I thought it was an anomaly earlier this year when Evansville played Northwestern, and the score at halftime was something like 34-4 in favor of Evansville over Northwestern, and it ended up being a 42-28 final score, something crazy like that. But Evansville just is really struggling to put points on the board. Thunell hits.
Well, Jim Cruz is a heck of a coach in my book, and you're going to see a different Evansville ball club in January than you see right now. He'll pull out all the stops. He'll get them on track. You wait.
Runyon hits the runner. Kyle Runyon gets off the schneid, and he's got his first 2 points. Southern leads it by 20. Schrader with it. Tilman wants it.
Holy cow! ESPN highlight for sure. Tilman uses the right hand, switches over, glass, nothing but net.
Nothing but glass in net. Nice feed down low to Lytle. Dan Lytle hits the jumper. And Southern will be happy to trade buckets the rest of the way. It's 48-28. They lead it by 20. We're just ahead of a media timeout. Next dead ball situation. Kent Williams penetrates, shoots. Foul on Derek Tilman. That's going to be his third on the rebound from Kent Williams.
Probably a good call. Tilman out of position. Two of the Aces, Lytle and Snow, had position that time for sure.
And we have timeout on the floor. It's a media timeout. 15:08 left to go in the basketball game. And the Salukis lead it by a score of 48-28. And it's been a very good start here in the second half for the Salukis.
Well, it has been, Mike. You know, momentum. I keep mentioning that word. Momentum is big.
All right, 15:08 left to go. We'll be back after this. It's 48-28. The Salukis lead it by 20, and they've started out the second half as they started out the first half on a nice run. They lead it by 20, led it the first half by 13.
One more time, Mike. Let's look at it here. Good kick inside. Here's Tilman. Uses the right hand, takes it up, kisses it off the glass. How about that for a highlight? Tilman has had a real nice ball game for the Salukis here tonight.
And he's sitting down on the bench now with his third personal foul. And Evansville will have the basketball leading or trailing it by a score of 48-28. And Southern doing a little pressing here.
Mike, it was good to hear from athletic director Dr. Bardot. These games that we're bringing you here on WSIU, WUSI are very, very important to you. I know they are, or you wouldn't be watching tonight. So if you could find just a little bit of help here so we can continue to bring you basketball here on WUSI and WSIU, Mike and I would be personally grateful, wouldn't we, Mike?
Yes, I would. And Dearman drove the lane, but a foul is called on Joshua Cross. Here's the replay.
Here's Williams down on the left
I'm trying
wing.
to find where the foul is. There's Josh right there at the left. He's way out of your picture, and Dearman makes the shot but doesn't get credit for it, and the ball goes back over to Evansville. Steal by Dearman. Oh, and he's hammered. And Runyon can get hot, but he didn't. Dearman has the ball. Look at him go.
Ooh, almost an over and back.
Schrader all alone, top of the key, bingo.
Just about 6 inches past the 19-9 mark, nothing but net.
Schrader with 7, it's 51-30, Southern leads it by 21. Foul on Joshua Cross.
Snow and Cross really battling near the baseline. And the whistle and the foul on Cross. Look at it again. There you see him right in the middle of your screen. There's Cross. He's doing the pushing and the shoving from behind, but Snow's coming the other way. And Joshua Cross of Carbondale gets the call. Inbound trigger by Evansville.
Snow with it outside. That's Seitz, who's been basically the only offense for the Aces. Keown has a 3 in the game. Seitz drives, gets Collum in the air, can't score. Rebounded, Dearman again. And he's leading the break. Schrader, good.
Good pull-up jumper. Had a little bit of help. Dearman went right side. He pulls up, drains the deuce for Southern's 53rd point of the ballgame. 23-point lead. 53-30 with 13:31 remaining here in the second half.
And now they call a foul on Abel Schrader. That's his 3rd. And for those back of the truck, I think, I thought it was fixed. It's better. And now Evansville to inbound it. Looking and looking, and a 5-second call, and the Aces turn it over again to the Salukis. It's
indecision
53 to
cost
30.
Evansville another turnover, Mike. Just simply couldn't get the inbound, couldn't pull the trigger quick enough, and it'll be Southern basketball.
Salukis lead it by 23. It's 53 to 30. Cross with it to Ricky Collum. Schrader with it, top of the free throw key. Cross down low. Josh backs it out to Schrader. 13 on the shot clock. Collum to Dearman. A high arcing shot, no good. Foul on who? Craig Snow. Foul's going to be on Snow of Evansville, his 3rd. And they'll keep it here. Here's the replay, and it's hard to see it on that play. It looked more like Vidoni, who's in the ball game now, is going to do some damage. But they called it on Snow. And Snow will sit down with his 3rd foul, and back in is Hetty.
And I've been really surprised. I know Southern's tried to do a nice job on Snow tonight, but he only had 6 points at halftime, and he only has 6 points here in this ball game. Cross went tall for that one, couldn't get the rebound.
He just mistimed, or he would have had an alley-oop slam. In the corner, that's Stanton. Jim Cruz is trying everybody. There's only one starter on the floor right now. Down low to Vidoni, and he comes up with nothing but air. Schrader to Ricky Collum. Working on Stone King. Cross in the corner. Back out top to Mells. 15 on the shot clock. Southern content with eating clock up by 23, make it a shorter game. Mells hammered by Stone King, and Bruce Weber at the last timeout, I'm sure, said, hey, when you're up 20, it's okay to run 20, 25 seconds before you start your play. Don't lose your flow.
As long as you finish with a basket.
Exactly, as long as you finish with a basket. And here's a look at it again. It's kind of hard to see the hack there on that angle, but
definitely there was one. We had great position here at courtside. There was a foul indeed by Evansville.
And I think Stone King is bleeding, so he has to come out of the basketball game as is mandated by the NCAA. So Kyle Runyon is back in. Brad Korn into the game for the Salukis, the freshman out of Plano. This is a
Korn, Dearman, and Williams all seeing action in tonight's ball game.
And this is a good situation for Korn to get in, up by 23. He can't make mistakes that are going to hurt the ball club all that much, and now he can get a good baptism of Missouri Valley Conference play.
Absolutely.
That's Dearman with it. And Jermaine Dearman with the turnaround hook shot in the lane. Dearman's got his first 2 Missouri Valley Conference points. Stanton with it. To Hetty, right wing, it's Keown. Gets Schrader up in the air, and Abel just picked up foul numero 4. maybe only 3. No, his 4th.
That is 4.
Right there's the hack on the shoulder. So Keon will go to the free throw line to shoot 2, and he's an 80%er.
Looks it, too.
Keon now with 4.
Clint Keon coming into tonight's ball game.
Williams back in.
Williams
back in for Schrader.
8 of 10 coming into tonight's ball game. Keon at the line for the second one for Evansville. Good.
He hit them both. We have another media timeout. We have 11 minutes and 41 seconds left to go in the half. The score, Southern 55 and the Evansville Aces 32. We hope you're enjoying this basketball game. Southern leads it by 23, and if you are enjoying the basketball game, call the pledge numbers and make a pledge and tell people you want more basketball games on the air, not only this year but going into next year. And let's make Saluki basketball a feature here on WSIU. There's Dearman's nice little jump hook in the lane for his first 2 points of the ball game, and the Salukis are still hitting at the 44% clip. Evansville still struggling at 35%, and Southern has spread it around a lot. Everybody has scored but Josh Cross and Brad Korn. 55-32 the score. Williams will inbound it underneath the basket. Williams is joined by Collum, Thunell, Tilman, and Brad Korn. There's Kent. Shot blocked, but a foul is called on Clint Keon. And Kent will go to the free throw line. The place that he has struggled the most at this year, hitting at only a 61% clip. Here's a guy who, in practice, shoots free throw after free throw after free throw after free throw. And thus far, he's really struggled at 61%.
Well, it's kind of unusual, as good a shooter as he is. That one was ugly, but it'll count big. He had been to the line, Mike, in the first 4 ball games for SIU, 8 of 13, as you mentioned, 61.5%. Normally, your good shooters are good everywhere, but he misses the second half of a 2-shot foul. Fortunately, Southern comes up with a basketball.
Brad Korn with an air ball, and he's not happy with himself at all.
If facial expressions tell the story, he's not happy.
But that's why he can be in the ball game at this stage, winning by 24 points.
Valuable playing time right now for these freshmen, no question about it.
I mean, Williams isn't any happier missing 1 out of 2 free throws either, so Runyon with it. Nice move by Kyle Runyon. Charges right into Chris Thunell. And that's Thunell's second charge that he's drawn tonight. Tilman's drawn a couple. It was Collum drawing one earlier. The turnovers just keep mounting up for the Aces.
You know, Coach Weber's high on defense. And this is part of your defensive baptism, is being able to stand firm and take those charges. Hey, when you be able to take the charge, guess what? You get the basketball offensively.
Exactly. What does a turnover do? It doesn't let the other team take a shot. And when they can't score, you have a much better chance. It's obvious, but you have a much better chance of winning.
And that's our M&M coaching clinic for tonight.
Exactly. Here's the replay on that last foul. And look at Lytle just throw Tilman down to the ground. And that's Dan Lytle's second personal foul, excuse me. And Tilman will go to line to shoot 1 and a bonus.
Tilman's had a wonderful night for the Salukis. Coming into tonight's ball game, 16 of 22 for 73%. Swish.
We'd like you to join WSIU, WUSI TV tomorrow evening for our baseball night, starting at 7 p.m. with the Cub Fan, followed at 8:15 with Yogi Berra. It's deja vu all over again, as only Yogi can say it. That's tomorrow night, starting at 7 o'clock, baseball night on WSIU and WUSI TV. Southern leads it by 26. We're at the halfway mark of the second half. Keon pushes off with his elbow, no call. Stanton into the lane, nice double team by Korn. Good defense by the Dogs, and the crowd gets into the game.
Good movement on the defensive end for the Salukis.
Lob down to Lytle, and he does get it to go. But great interior and exterior defense by the Salukis, forcing Evansville, who needs to score quickly, to take 25 seconds to score.
Lytle well covered that time, but a bigger guy, 6'10", 219, a true freshman for Evansville.
Tilman, nice move. Derrick with 14.
That's what you got to have, Mike. Somebody stepping up. Tilman and Williams have done it tonight. but Tilman's getting the easy high percentage shots in tight.
Clint Keown misses. Rebound to Derrick Tilman. 9:40 left to go here in the second half. Southern cruising by 26 points. Little strong for Kent that time. Not a bad look. There's Hetty. Korn is going to be called for the foul that time, and Hetty will have a chance for a three-point play. Brad just didn't get there in time. You could see it from our vantage point over here near center court.
You're right, Mike. Second late, wasn't there. There you go. Not set. Easy for us to say, but hey, Korn will get better and better at that when he is being taught by Bruce Weber.
Craig Snow back into the ball game, and Craig Snow has been under the weather tonight.
Yes.
All he has is 2 threes to show for it.
I wonder if we go outside the arena in the warm confines if it's snowing here.
Hetty finishes up the three-point play. Branden Mells going to check back into the game for Ricky Collum. Ricky's had a nice game tonight, although he's had a couple of turnovers that he doesn't like.
Coach Cruz told me that Butler was a pretty doggone good ball club, and you know, we talk about Snow in his last outing, 22 of Evansville's 45 points, so he's got some potential offensively.
Another foul on Derrick Tilman. That's going to be his 4th personal foul, so Southern getting a little foul trouble as well. 4 on Tilman and 4 on Abel Schrader. And we go to the other end and shoot free throws, and Bruce Weber didn't like that call at all, and Stanton's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 1 on the bonus. Stanton is a 57% free throw shooter, and he makes that one go down. He has 3 points. We want you to continue to call, continue to make pledges, continue to make Saluki basketball possible throughout this year. We have 6 games scheduled to bring to you, and we want nothing more than bring you 6, 7, maybe 8, 9 games next year. We'd like to do as many as we possibly can because the folks here in Southern Illinois deserve to seek high-quality programming, and we feel that Saluki basketball is high-quality programming, but we can't do it without your support, without your dollars to make it go. So please continue to support WSIU and WUSI with your pledges. 60-39 is the score.
Dearman being patient.
How about 3 freshmen in the lineup at the same time?
I like it.
Dearman, Korn, and Williams all in the lineup at the same time. Williams, look at him get his shot. Oh, what a move by Kent Williams. But they're going to call the foul on the floor. But it's nice to know that when their shot clock is running down that Kent can get his own shot too.
He can get his own shot. Very talented young man, as we've alluded to, probably more than we should have. We're going to look at it again. Good move, takes it right to the defense of Evansville. The shot up does not count, but Williams will go to the line for 1 on a bonus for the Salukis, who are in command here with 8:54 remaining here in the ball game. Dogs lead at 61-39.
Kent's got 15. If he gets 1 more, he'll surpass his season average, which is right at 15.6. And he does. Kent Williams now with 16. He's right at his average. He's had 15 or 16 points every game this year. Not bad for a freshman. Oh, Stanton just traveled all over the floor. Snow can't get it to fall, and Thunell battles and is knocked out of bounds, so Southern keeps the basketball.
There was maybe 1 or 2 steps that he shouldn't have taken.
That was an NBA play there.
Yes, it was.
Southern leads it by 23. 8:41 left to go in the basketball game. I'm not going to say regulation. It's in the basketball game.
It's in the basketball game.
There's no threat of OT tonight.
I don't think so, but hey, crazier things have happened, but I doubt it.
Williams, nice free throw. Oh, he got it knocked away. Stanton on Mells. Look at Branden go up. Oh, he challenged it well, but Stanton gets the 2.
Williams with the last trip down for the Salukis, a turnover, but you got to give the kid credit. He will take it to you. He's not intimidated. There were 3 Evansville Aces on him. He'll find a way, if he can, to make that little quick move around the defender.
Dearman. Oh, it almost fell. And the foul is on Chuck Hetty, and Jermaine Dearman will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Watch the nice feed down to Jermaine. Working the baseline on Chuck Hetty.
Not bad. Gets the step around the defender, puts it up. Will not get the shooter's roll, but he'll go to the charity stripe. 2 are left here at center court at the arena.
He's struggled this year at 33%. And he bangs that one off the glass, and he needs some work, but that's okay. He needs some work, and we need you to work the phones tonight.
Absolutely. Please give us a hand, will you? Give us a call and help us so we can bring you more. Hey, we're going on the road with the Salukis, and it's a whole lot more costly for this crew to go on the road.
Oh, my!
Now, you at home would not be able to see a shot and a finish like that if WSI was not here tonight.
Oh, look at Craig Snow.
How about it? Snow saying, I can't buy one with a $100 bill.
Southern up by 23 again, and what a jam by Dearman. Nice feed to Kent Williams.
Hello, the freshmen are making a run at Evansville.
7:28 left to go in the game, ahead of a media timeout. Stanton was all alone in the lane. Nobody near him, and he didn't shoot the basketball. 66-41, Southern with its biggest lead, and Stone King cuts into the lead with a deuce. Branden Mells running the offense to Ricky. Down low to Chris Thunell. Thunell and Snow. Chris forces one up, no good. Gets his own rebound, kicks it back to Kent. Jumper is in. Williams with 20.
What nice arc. What a nice shot. Had a defender on him, arced it up over the top, zip. Nothing but net.
It's a career high, but it won't be the last that we'll see Kent Williams with 20, and Kent's going to be called for a foul on that play. How about that?
20 points in his opening NVC appearance.
It's his second foul. We go to the free throw line to shoot free throws. If Runyon can knock down a pair, we'll have a media timeout. And look at the hand for Thunell and Williams as they come out of the basketball game.
Smile on second-year head coach Bruce Weber's face. There he is in your screen. At the line, Evansville.
Runyon hits.
He's a nice player. Hadn't done a lot tonight, but Kyle Runyon is a nice player for this Evansville ball club.
Kyle's got 5. This will be a game where Coach Weber can get everybody in, too.
Yeah, including me and you.
Runyon hit them both.
I'm a little gamey right now, bud. I just want to shoot the free ones.
And we've got a media timeout. The score, with 6 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the basketball game, is SIU 68, Evansville 45. The Salukis have blown it open, and we'll be back after this. It's 68-45, and you can help us reach that goal if you'll just call the pledge numbers and get us over the hump for the pledge drive tonight.
Mike, did he say $350?
$350, yes.
If we can't raise $350, bringing you live college basketball to all of our viewers in Southern Illinois, including you fine folks in Olney, I am absolutely ashamed, believe me.
Here we go. It's 68-45. Southern leads it by 23. Josh Cross back in the action for Southern. Southern going to run a lot of motion now, take a lot of time off the clock.
Which is good for SIU. Good. This is how you learn timing, basketball skills, and all the things you want to do when it's crunch time.
3 on the clock. Schrader up. Doesn't hit anything. Shot clock violation. Nice effort by Jermaine Dearman to try to get the shot off, but Southern came up empty on the 35 seconds. Now that, unlike Evansville, was mostly intentional until the final 10 seconds. Aces need to do a lot of scoring and a lot of quick scoring if they want any hopes of getting back in this game. And I'm not sure Snow, no, nothing but air. Hetty fouled and will go to the basket.
Snow struggling tonight. You almost you hate it even for the opposing team. You know, kid's got some talent. We'll look at it again. Bingo. Air ball, nothing. Rebound up and the foul. Evansville will have the clock. 5:53, and to our right, Hetty will go to the line for the Evansville Purple Aces.
Foul was on Abel Schrader, and Abel Schrader just fouled out of the basketball game. Abel finishes the night with 9 points. He had a strong second half and finishes the game with 9 points. Again, we need you to help us reach our goal tonight of just $350 for tonight's basketball game. Saturday's game against Illinois Chicago will be televised, as well as will the Southwest Missouri State game. coming up in a couple of Saturdays from Southwest Missouri. So 2 road games in a row, Saturdays from Chicago and a week from Saturdays from Springfield, Missouri. They are very costly games to do. When you go on the road, you have to take a crew, you have to pay for a lot of other things that you don't have to do at home. But we want you to come to the arena for the home games, and we want you to enjoy the road games right here on Channel 8 and Channel 16, WSIU and WUSI. So please, continue to call, continue to pledge money.
Pair of slammers tonight for the true freshman, Dearman of SIU. A couple of highlights coming down the stretch here for the Dogs.
And what a nice feed by Ricky Collum. Jermaine Dearman out on defense on Hetty. There's Stanton with it. Snow wants it down low. He's trying to get off the schneid again. He still can't get a point. He's got 6 on the night, and they were both threes, both in the first half.
Dearman getting some outstanding playing time here offensively and a nice rebound.
We're under 5 minutes to go in this basketball game. The only thing in jeopardy is the final score as Southern leads it by 22 points. Branden Mells out at center court.
And there might be another thing in jeopardy, too. If we don't get some pledges, Mike, these games, as you alluded to, are extremely costly. Takes a lot of money, believe me.
Look at Williams make the move, and he draws the foul. Kent Williams draws the foul with 1 second on the shot clock. Great one-on-one move.
Mike, it's Wednesday night. I know that there's no high school basketball games, or I don't think
there's not a lot of them.
There's not a lot of high school games, so I know we have basketball fans watching tonight here on WSIU and WUSI. You folks in Olney and all you folks down here in the Carbondale, Southern Illinois area.
Metro East area on the cable.
Absolutely.
Picks up WSIU.
You folks in the Belleville area, SIU grad, please give us a call. Help us a lot. We really want to continue to bring you collegiate basketball here, and so does that fella right there, Bruce Weber. If he
we can televise,
and I was over there, we'd probably be behind right now.
Josh Cross with the follow, and
how about
Williams
Cross?
missed both free throws. At least Southern still got a deuce out of it. They lead it by 24. Coach Weber has stated several times, the more games that WSIU can put on the air, which gets on the satellite, which can be seen all over the country.
Which helps his recruiting.
Which helps his recruiting immensely. When he can bring a kid into the arena and tell him that you're going to be seen around the country 12, 13, 14 times during the year, your family can watch you play, your relatives can watch you play all over the country, that kid has a better chance of coming to Southern than somebody who doesn't have any games televised. So the more games that we can get on, the better it is for the program, for the university. Let's not forget that students basically run this whole show. Mike and I are here, but the students practically run the show. If the phones are busy, which we understand that they are right now, which is outstanding, please call back. Don't hesitate to call back. Please call back. But it's a great learning experience for the students. We have students here doing statistics, running the cameras, working in the truck. The radio television department here at SIU under the mass communications is once again one of the top programs in the country. And if we can offer students the opportunity to get this kind of experience while they're in school, what a great thing for their resumes when they get out of college and get into the professional world. So it's not just benefiting us, it's benefiting the whole university.
Absolutely. And Mike, if the phones are busy while you're calling in your most gracious pledge, please stay with us and call a little bit later. Keep trying, would you? We really appreciate it. Mike and I very much enjoy being a part of these broadcasts, and these young people here at SIU, believe me, we see them behind the scenes. They're here hours before a tip-off time. The crew works very hard. Terrific experience, and they are mighty professional, Mike Trude, and I'm glad to be a part of this broadcast.
Josh Cross, couldn't get the roll, gets his own rebound, rejected. And it goes out of bounds. Evansville will keep it. It's getting a little raggedy here at the end. Stone King misses, rebound across, out to Branden Mells. He's got Stanton on his heel. Branden scores.
Foot race, no doubt about it. Branden was going to win that one.
And look, there's nobody to throw the ball into. Is Evansville going to have a practice tomorrow? I don't even want to see Their coaches are just sitting back on their haunches, just watching the final 2:45 of this ball game end.
It's probably 130 miles from Carbondale, maybe. They may be running along behind the bus on the way home.
Hey, Snow hit one. Craig Snow now with 8 points. Southern leads it by 23, and the crowd here at the arena is slowly trickling out. And who can blame them, and who can blame...
you know where they're going? They're going to call the nearest payphone and call in a pledge.
That's
they
right.
Want to see the Chicago game Saturday, Southwest game, Indiana State, and Illinois State game right here on WSIU, WUSI.
Williams behind the back. Dishes off. Oh!
Showtime!
I don't know if Josh Cross knew that was coming.
He did. Look at the smile. Little Cheshire Cat grin on Joshua Cross's face. Williams kind of faked everybody out, tossed it to Cross, and Weber's got, look at the little smile on Bruce Weber.
We have our final media timeout of the basketball game. Southern leads it 74-41. We'll be back to wrap up the final 2:04 when we come back after this. Kevin, I don't know about you, Kevin, but if I was calling right now and got to talk to one of the Saluki volleyball players, that would make my day as well. The volleyball Salukis under Coach Sonia Locke are a great group of young women. They're very friendly, as you will find when you make the phone call, and they'll probably talk you into buying season tickets to go to the volleyball games next year and get some more people over at Davies Gym to watch them play. So please call. Let's make our goal. Let's go over our goal. Let's go to $500. I'm not one that likes to just stay right at where the goal is. Let's get all the way up to $500 and do some real damage to this goal tonight.
Huh. I'm greedy. I like 1,000. That sounds really good to me. $1,000 would really help the next road game to Chicago and Springfield. That's all the way down southwest part of Missouri. It's a long trip. These kids deserve it, and you deserve an opportunity to see the Salukis on the road in the Missouri Valley Conference.
David Carney, that's Lance Brown, number 14 with the basketball now into the game. Jermaine Dearman and Jason Ward, number 44, who's just getting the basketball now. That's Carney now with it, number 40, all into the game. Dearman kicks it to Carney, baseline jumper.
Hello, David Carney. Hey, when things are going your way, things are fun.
That's awesome when these guys can get in the game. These are the guys that practice every day, make the starters and the top 9 guys that much better. Sights underneath on Korn, can't get it to fall. It's 77-51. And Bruce Weber wants a timeout, wants a 30 just in order to get Chris Drew into the basketball game. And Jermaine Dearman goes out, and Jermaine finishes with 6 points, 2 big-time slams, and a nice berth into the Missouri Valley Conference for the 6'8 freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And Southern has all of its young guys and Lance Brown in the basketball game now.
I'm kind of excited about Williams and Dearman and Korn, and especially when they've got to have some time tonight to kind of strut their stuff a little
Lance
bit.
Brown nails a tray.
Wow. Southern Illinois product down at West Frankfort, Illinois. Had a great prep career there, played at Logan, and now here at Southern.
Rejected by Jason Ward. This is awesome.
How much fun is this?
Now we need to get Chris Drew a shot, and then everybody will be in the book. Jason will be in for the block shot. They need to get Chris Drew a shot. Jason wants to move. Jason wants to score. Not to be. 12 seconds left to go in the basketball game. Church for Evansville. To Sights. Back door, stolen. Hey, let's get a slam for Lance. How about it? Can he do it? No, he just lays it over the top.
Lancey.
And Southern, with an amazing performance at home to open up the Missouri Valley Conference season, throttles the Evansville Aces to go 1-0 in the Missouri Valley Conference. 82-51 was the final score, and Coach Weber, after the last basketball game with Santa Clara, was not a very happy camper. In fact, the team had a 3-hour practice on Monday, 2 days ago. Yesterday, the team practiced at 10 o'clock at night after the women's game because he wasn't happy with the practice on Monday, 3 hours long. So he got it into their heads that they needed to get their heads back on straight and you can't hate a 51-point performance.
Impressive, no doubt about it. Coach Weber may be a little happier tonight. Good victory for the Salukis tonight.
Salukis win it 82-51. We'll be back after this.
Tennessee Martin, where SIU leads that series 4-1.